Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming to be with us today on this beautiful day in Toronto. I don't know where you are, but we're in Toronto, and it's finally nice. Um, we have a new record coming out next week, and it's called Countrywide Soul. And it was made to highlight, to showcase the talents of these beautiful members of the band. Made in the barn at my little farm north of the city, and it was made 3.5 days, all live. So we're going to show you how these guys do these solos just like out of the minute. So this is the first one, and it's called Back Here Again. 1, 2, 1, 2. I hold on, Rosie, don't hang up the phone. Yes, it's me that's calling, and yes, I'm alone. I know that I'm crazy walking through the rain. Backward hearts are broken, and I just stepped off the train. I dreamed I saw you walking around your farm, sun drenched hair and flowers in your arms. I'll bet you changed some, I have changed some too. One thing never changes, how I feel about you. Hey, come meet me out that pretty land. We're gonna kid myself and we be friends. I know all about the sorrow and pain. Trying to stay away, but I'm back here again. Day by day, I'm tired and faded, praying this gets better with time. Useless nights and crazy days, and waiting on my mind. I'm walking around the city like a ghost in the night. Won't you make the trip and come and shower me with light? Tell all our stories, laughing to a crowd. If it all don't work out, then we should say goodbye. Hey, come meet me out that pretty land. We're both kidding ourselves and we be friends. I know all about the sorrow and pain. Try to stay away, but I'm back here again. So you see, they're so good that I make 2 mistakes in that song, and they just cover it. They didn't even let you know. They could have just stopped.
And you don't even know how many mistakes we made.
Well, I didn't hear a single one.
What was the motivation behind making Countrywide Soul?
The motivation behind making Countrywide Soul was because when we make records, like when we make Constellation, everything we do is in service of the song. We go into the studio and we decide, we map out what would be the nice landscape for the song, and then we put in pieces according to what works for the song. When we then go tour that song, the band now all plays the songs, and they change, and they become more suitable to band playing. So it occurred to me that it was time to do a record that would just highlight the talents of the band and how the band played together. This band's been together going on into our 21st year. And so I wrote a couple of new songs, I picked a bunch of covers, and then I tried to reimagine some of the old songs. Either I thought they were done differently by this band, or they had maybe been shortchanged a little bit. And it was a tough task for them because we had to play it live. So all the solos had to be done live, nothing overdone. and but they were up to it.
A lot of sweating.
Get them at the pond to jump into.
Yeah.
After all that hot hard work.
Did you have any special guests on the record?
We didn't have, well, we did. I guess we did. I mean, we added Jim Boskill. Jim Boskill has been playing with Blue Rodeo for the last year or so. So we added Jim Boskill so that we would have more instruments to play. And then, Susanna came and sang. She came a couple times and sang. And we have sung together a lot. And she is just a great voice. And she's a great voice with me. And we did a little duet on Dragon On. And so, but that's it. Mostly it was just the band. Oh, I'm sorry. And then Amy, that's right.
Yes.
We had a cellist come in. But again,
Amy Lang on cello.
Amy Lang. And Amy Lang has played with us a lot. And
Played with Blue Rodeo, toured
and
with
what?
Blue Rodeo.
Oh, that's right. And Kathleen Edwards. Oh, that's right. So why did you ask me? Why didn't you answer? Kathleen Edwards came. And Kathleen Edwards also is part of I was doing a cover by Ryan Adams. And Ryan Adams, has been recently disgraced for all his abusive behavior towards his former mates. We did a cover of Come Pick Me Up. And I thought that was a perfect song for Kitty to sing because she loves to swear and that has swearing in it. And it was perfect and I was really excited. We did a really good job on the song. And the final stage of a record is when I'm lucky enough to go to New York, but you master the record. And that's the last one. Get all the levels even and make it sound great. And then you go and celebrate. We were out to dinner, having finally finished the record. And Susan, our manager, sent me a note saying, this is what's going to appear in the New York Times tomorrow morning. Not only was it disgracing Ryan Adams for his previous behavior, but it identified him as Ryan Adams of Come Pick Me Up fame. So that was the end. I mean, maybe that song will see the light of day. I think that people that have been around the music business knew what Ryan was like all the time, so it wasn't a big revelation to us, but not to be insensitive to the people that heard. We took it off.
Are you at Jim's farm?
Yes.
Right now?
Yes, that's what the
Oh,
question is.
no.
Is this
Oh.
Jim's farm?
No, we are in our studio now. Anybody who's watched these before would see a very familiar background.
Do you want to do
Time for another song?
Yeah.
All right. So we did some covers on this record, and some of them were new covers to me, but some of them were old covers. And way back when we used to play the Horseshoe, there was a woman called Minnie who had a little kiosk there and ultimately a restaurant. She was a big lover and supporter of musicians. And I'm pretty sure she suggested to me to do a George Jones song called Good Year for the Roses. And she was really, really fond of George Jones. So I do this one, although it's not Good Year for the Roses. It's Almost Persuaded, made popular by George Jones. Last night, all alone in a bar, I met a girl with a drink in her hand. She had ruby red lips, cold dark hair, eyes that could tempt any man. As she came and sat down at my table, and she placed her hand next to mine, well, I found myself wanting to hold her. Temptation was flowing like wine, and I was almost persuaded to set my conscience aside. Almost persuaded to strip myself of my pride. word, I need you. Take me away. Please be my man. And I looked into her eyes and I saw it. The reflection of my wedding band. And I was almost persuaded to let strange lips lead me on. Almost persuaded, but then your sweet love made me stop and go home. But then your sweet love made me stop and go All right.
What was the other cover you did?
We did Rhinestone Cowboy, and that was one that I heard George Canyon do just a couple of years ago. Obviously, I knew it from my youth, but I never thought of doing it. And it's just such a perfect little song. I mean, there's so much happens in that song in a very short period of time. You know, that was when writing a 3-minute song was, you know, you were tackling a lot by trying to get a number of themes done and a lot of chord structures in there. And it's just a brilliant song. So, yeah, that one, and then Come Pick Me Up, and then Almost Persuaded. Those are the three.
I'm getting a whole bunch of questions. Does this mean we're getting a new tour soon? When is the tour starting?
We will be touring. I think there might be some dates in the fall, but there are definitely dates in January, February, but there might be something happening in the fall beforehand. So after the summer, it'll all sort of happen in the next 6 months after that.
Tune in to jimcuddy.com. And I have one here for Colin. Hey all, how's Colin's hand after the surgery? He sounds great. Hope he's feeling well.
It's coming along. Thank you. It's coming along. This hand, I had this hand worked on, and yeah, I'm getting there. Thank you. I don't know what to say.
He's the Kawhi Leonard of music.
What, you wrote a few new songs for the record?
I did. I wrote 2 new songs for the record. One I wanted to write that would highlight Annie and be violin heavy and violin driven. And then the other one, I wanted to sort of put the 2 poles in. So the other one's called Glorious Day, and it's more of a psychedelic, bluesy, electric thing, which again we did in the barn, which was fantastic.
That was really great.
And that was sort of dueling.
Solos.
That was lots of soloing and dueling guitars with slide and him playing electric, and so those are, everything fits in between those two poles.
And how did you choose, you're reimagining some of your other songs. How did you choose which songs to do that with?
The 2 Blue Rodeo songs, Dragon On and Clear View. Clear View was suggested by a friend of mine, and I just looked at it. It was a song that for some reason I just stopped writing at some point, and it just wasn't finished. And Dragon On was the same thing. It had an ending that I'm never really comfortable with. So those songs, the Blue Rodeo songs, I looked at and rewrote and put them the way I wanted them to. Then I looked at the catalog and wondered if any of the songs could handle change of tempo, change of style. It really worked with All in Time. For other ones, like Maybe Sometime, I think we just redid the same one again.
Right.
So it was just an attempt to change the feel of the song or the instrumentation of the song, and to a certain degree, I guess, to make it sound more like we would play it live.
Great.
Plus, those are songs we never played in Jim Cuddy then. We never played those 2 rodeo songs ever.
No.
So they were very fresh for the rest of us to just kind of figure out what way we could, reinterpret that idea. So
Yeah, I wanted.
that felt for me.
Yeah, I mean it's great, and I wanted Dragon On to be a duet. I always felt that it was a couple talking about the disintegration of the relationship, and I thought that that would be a nice dialogue. So that was where Susanna came.
Yeah.
How did you decide on Countrywide Soul as the title track?
Well, it's a catchy little name, and also because I've had I forgot what's the name of the other one. Skyscraper Soul. It seemed like the country companion piece to that. That's all. Not a whole lot went into that.
I wonder if Blue Rodeo or Jim Cuddy have ever considered doing a Tom Petty song.
Yeah, Tom Petty's a bit contemporary, and it would be pretty hard to sound. Tom Petty songs really sound Tom Petty. I haven't considered it. My son does one of Tom's songs, and he does a good job on it, and it sounds different. But again, a little too popular, a little too contemporary for me.
Let's hear another song.
So this is Light That Guide You Home, right?
Yes.
2, 3, 4. The second verse on the recording. Oh, we gotta say goodbye, I think. Bye, everybody. Thank you for
Thanks
see you.
for listening.
I wonder what we